quite figure out how. Oh, amazing. How are you doing? Is it Judy?
It's Judy. It's Sana, right?
Yeah, Sanne, yeah. Of
Yeah. So I'm thrilled to talk to you today. Thank you so much for your time.
course, yeah. Nobody's ever asked me. I'm not really like an interview person, so
That's
I'm just
okay. We're
like,
just
well,
gonna we're just gonna chat. It's not gonna be, you know. But
cool.
I'd love to talk to you about your photography because obviously you do some very interesting photography with TV and film.
Yes,
Quite the
special.
career, blood of my blood. Rivals, Buccaneers, the Sophie Scout movie Row. You work for Paramount, Netflix, Apple TV, Amazon. I mean, wow, that's really impressive.
Yeah, it's been fun so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you like lay out like that. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Uh,
So
yeah.
tell me a little bit about how you got into photography. Like it was something that you started when you were younger or something when you were older.
Yeah,
What was your
I
interest?
suppose. I think like I mean I've always been someone who like when I was a kid I always like looked at stuff like I'd close one eye and be like, oh, that's cool. There's like a million pictures of me like looking through a balloon and like, like lying in some bush and being like, oh, that looks cool. Um, but I never like picked up a camera until I was probably about 9 or 10. I don't really understand how they worked. I didn't really know what they were. I kind of, I wasn't a kid who was like running about with a camera since she was two. Um, but when I was told what a camera was and understood how it worked, I was like mind blown. Like, what do you mean? I can, instead of just going with my face, I can do that with an actual thing. So then ever since I just had a camera glued to me. Um, always, never thought I would be a photographer though. Like, didn't know it was a job, just loved it. Just
Mm.
purely being able to capture the world in that kind of way. I was like, this is amazing. Um,
Well, you have a
and
very keen eye.
oh, thank you.
Yeah, really, really good.
Just
Um,
curiosity.
yeah. Do you
Yeah.
think that because you're a photographer that you see things differently than other people? Like you have a different view of the world?
No, I wouldn't say that.
No?
Yeah, I feel like that sounds so like, oh, I just like see things so differently.
No, I meant like just because you're an artist and you're a creative person.
Maybe I don't really know. I think there's maybe I don't know. I think everybody's got their own way of looking at the world, and like I couldn't possibly know how anybody else looks at the world. I just know that like the world really excites me, and the visual, especially the visual world, just like lights up my like brain and my heart, and I'm just like when I see like a bit of shadow, I'm just like, oh my God. Like I was sitting in the plane recently and I just saw this beautiful like shadow reflection. It just looked amazing. And I said to the person next to me, I was like, look at that. Like look at this. And he was like, you're crazy.
I just think you have a different appreciation for things though, because you're behind a lens more often than not. And you probably see it in a more, maybe you see it in a more artistic way than maybe the average person thinks, oh, whatever, that's just a smear on a glass. And you're like, oh, that's like art. So, and art
We
is how you perceive it too. So,
yeah, yeah, I suppose that's fair. Yeah, I think it's just yeah, maybe just like a curiosity thing.
yeah,
Um, I find it hard to be like because I truly do believe that everybody's got like art in their body and in their way, but everybody's got their own way of expressing it and enjoying it. And I think that's why it's such a
100%.
like subjective thing, right? Because
Yeah,
everybody's got their own angle and
absolutely. Absolutely.
um,
So let's talk about what it's like to work on a set for a show. Like, what does your day look like? Is it like
oh,
insane?
there's not one day.
Is it just
Yeah,
different
like
every day?
no. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's delightful. It's like a puzzle. So like every day, obviously you do have the kind of like you show up and I would say the one consistent thing is like the people. Like the personalities that you come up against. They're very like everybody's just the most like amazing, open, different kind of person that you've ever met. Like the consistency is the inconsistency, I suppose, but always like open and friendly and just always really, really good crack. Um but yeah, you show up on set and I think you always like read the script, you know what you're kind of going in for, but you also always have to have a very like, well, I know, quote unquote, know what I'm expecting, but it's going to be probably three, like the 180 from what I'm expecting. Um, and it's just yeah, it's a different puzzle every day. Like I kind of describe it as a puzzle that is changing the entire time. You think you're solving the puzzle, but now it's a 3D puzzle, and you're like, oh, okay.
Now I'm over
So
here doing this.
yeah, and I love it. It's brilliant. Like there's always 5,000 things that are going against you, and you're like, yeah, but I want that one thing. And now I have to go through barbed wire and people that hate me, and there's snow and there's rain, there's reflectors. You're like, oh, but it's brilliant. Like, yeah.
I would think you'd have to have a certain amount of talent, not only to shoot the photos and do, be good at photography, period, but to be able to capture the right moments and the right scenes and the people. And, I think that would be fascinating, really.
Yeah, I suppose I don't really think about it. I kind of do my
Because you're
homework.
doing it all the time.
And I think it's if you like read the script and you like do your homework, and I kind of tend to just do my homework, I know what I want, and then I kind of rely on my subconscious. Like I'm not really conscious of like, oh my God, I need to get like this one moment. I'm always just like my subconscious will deal with that.
Yeah.
Like that's not my job, it's just being here and being excited about the beauty. And my subconscious will be like, and also we need to get this one moment when they're like together. Like, so yeah, I'm just kind of like a wee loose cat just running about being like, ooh. Yeah.
I just think it's fascinating. And I mean, I'm definitely going to post some of your work because it's beautiful. But
Oh, thank you.
let's talk a little bit about like challenging conditions. Like, because you said you have to go through like barbed wire and bad weather. Do you just like put on your rain slicker and just like jump right in?
Um, Barbed wire was just like a kind of
I
just
know, I know what you mean, but
something
yeah.
difficult. Yeah, you deal with lots of different conditions, especially working on like Blood of My Blood Outlander. That was, you know, the weather was
Oh,
just
sure, in Scotland, right?
like it was so. Um,
Was it?
yeah, you do just have to kind of be hardy though, and I think just kind of go, okay, cool, great. It's the rain is going up, the wind is hitting me in the face, the actor's hair is like this, but we're just like it's okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
And
sure that you build some very interesting friendships and relationships from, being on these different shows and meeting all these actors and people that work, film crew, set, whatever the crew is, et cetera, et cetera.
yeah, I always love like just I'm such a chatty person though, so like I do just end up chatting with like everybody and just kind of getting to know so many interesting people with so many different like stories and
Hmm.
talents. And I just really admire people that work on film. Um, it's like no, like if there was an apocalypse, I would definitely run to a film set because you just have so many skills, so many talents, so many like amazing people that you just like
Sure.
just wow, like you're incredible. Yeah, it's really exciting.
I can relate to being chatty. I'm pretty chatty. I was telling one of my friends I was like getting blood drawn and I was chatting with the girl there and found out like her whole life story. She's like, I'm not actually surprised that you did that. I'm like, oh,
Mm.
well, everybody has a story and everybody's interesting in a different way,
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
I like that. I like to meet
Yeah.
different people and whatnot.
Yeah. The best part of my
Um,
job.
so I was looking at your site and everything. It also says that you do like live events and graphic design.
Yeah, I don't do graphic design. I'm not sure where
Oh
that
no,
part.
okay, sorry. So the internet's a liar.
Yeah, I think I'm just like also. I have done it in the past, but I'm not good. So,
Oh, okay.
um,
When you
yeah,
do live events, do you do like music events or private
yeah,
events?
that's kind of what I was doing before I started doing music, film and TV. I did music mainly, so I was like a
Oh,
live music
cool.
photographer, and kind of climbing up my ranks there, having a lot of fun there. Very kind of similar to set and very different, I suppose. And live events like genuine just events or like weddings and parties, lots and lots of kids' birthday parties.
Yeah.
Which I really enjoyed. They're kind of like being on set because you're surrounded by chaos.
Right. Probably a certain amount of mayhem when there's a bunch of kids involved.
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah. For
Mental.
sure, for sure. Do you have a preference, like what you shoot or what shows you do? Or are you just happy to be working?
I just want the money.
Yeah,
Um,
right. We all just need the money.
um, No, not really. I kind of like anything that I can get my teeth into. Anything that feels anything that kind of like sparks my brain and my like creativity. Like I only did one day on this film recently, just covering for a different photographer. And the brief was literally just a like impressionistic painting of like just a few strokes. And I was like in love because I was like, this is the craziest brief I've ever been given. I love this. Um, so anything that feels just very like creative, where I get to really kind of do my own thing, I really enjoy. The more kind of like I feel like maybe the stuff that's a bit more like focused towards just like this is exactly what we need. This is the marketing, like very just doesn't always spark my brain, but you can find your own like way of really enjoying any job. So yeah.
Right, right. No, that's true. Um, you have any stories about shooting photography on sets, about shows you've really loved that you can share, or is it all private and you're not allowed to talk about it?
Should have like a few stories lined up because people always ask me and I'm like,
Do they?
I'm trying to think. Trying to think of any like funny stories that I could share because
Oh, well, I don't want
um
you to get in trouble if it's like
I
under
know
LDL
I'm
on the
like
down low for now.
yeah, I'm like totally drawing a blank on anything that would be like
That's okay.
funny. I was shooting this show called Rivals.
Yeah.
Huge show, huge cast. You know, all the big names, everybody that I grew up watching, so that's kind of really intense.
Oh,
Um
wow.
Billy Cooper and one day I was on set and all I hear, like, I hear the producer saying, oh, la, 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 stills. And I was like, that's me. So I walk over and I'm like, what's up? And they're like, we want you to shoot a huge group shot with like all the cast, Julie Cooper, big mass group shot. And I was like, okay, uh-huh, sweating like crazy. The grips hear this and they're like, do you want a platform? I'm like, yeah, I do. And I want a hug, but okay. I'm like, get my camera up. I think my camera heard that we had to do a really big thing. So everybody's getting corralled, and my camera hears and goes, right, okay, I quit. So I turn my camera on and it goes like blue. I've never seen my camera do anything like it before in my life. It just went blue screen. And I was like, okay, just like keep it cab, like cool. I try my other camera, the other camera does the exact same thing. And I was
Oh my
like,
goodness.
okay. So I'm like walking up to the platform, like, just don't panic. And eventually, I managed to like get like I took out the battery, put it back in, kind of shook it around a bit and was like, okay, yeah, now it works. But
Oh,
it was
wow.
like the moment that I was like walking up to the platform to take a picture of like all the cast, Jilly Cooper, all the producers, and I was just like, oh my God. Like my camera's just fully packed it. I'm
Oh,
shitting myself. Sorry. I was
no, you're fine.
having a
That's okay.
bad day there.
That's okay. You're
Um,
allowed to say that. Um, Julie Cooper was the author, correct?
yeah, yeah.
Didn't she just pass?
She sadly passed away, I think, a few months
Yeah.
ago.
Aw.
Yeah, she's one of the most like fantastical people that I've ever met. She's very much like she is kind of what you would expect, a very cheeky,
Yeah.
really lovely person. I shot her like a private garden party that she was doing for all the
Yeah.
cast. And I show up and it's like 12 in the noon or something. And the first thing she does, she goes, oh, darling, you must have a glass of champagne. And I was like,
Yes.
I'm working and I'm driving.
Maybe
No, no,
later.
no, it's early. Yeah, you must have a glass of champagne. So you're like, well, Chili Cooper, have to, I suppose. So yeah, no,
Yeah.
she's wonderful.
Yeah. I interviewed, do you know Sam Hoare?
Sam, or I'm
I
absolutely
think
the
he was
worst.
one of the writers for Rivals.
Oh, right, okay.
And he
Hmm.
was oh, I'm blocking who he was now on Outlander. Shoot. He was on a regular Outlander, not prequel. So
All right. Uh-huh. I'm so bad at
no,
names
it's
and famous
okay. Whenever anyone asks me on the spot, I'm like, I don't know. So it's okay. So let's
people.
talk a little bit about your non-photography life. So when you're not taking brilliant photos, like, do you have hobbies? What do you do? How do you relax?
Yeah,
Relax?
can I do all sorts because I do travel quite a lot, so I love like seeing friends in different places. Um, Like recently, I've not been so well this year, so a lot of it has been kind of focused on recovery. Like I do like kind of jogging and running and kind
Oh,
of
wow.
keeping quite active, because you need to be really fit for the job. So I'm trying to keep that kind of active lifestyle going. I love cooking. I
Oh,
love
no
cooking.
way. Are you a master cooker? Master chef?
Say a master cooker. I have cooked like all my life, so like I know
Oh,
my way
wow.
around. So love cooking. Yeah. So I'm quite a boring person, really. I think
No,
like
you're
people
not.
really
So
into
what do you
food.
have a
Oh,
specialty like when you're baking or you're cooking, like something you
I've
is a
recently
go-to
really
that
gotten
everybody
into
loves?
sourdough.
What is it? I'm sorry.
I've recently really gotten into sourdough.
Oh, no
Um,
way.
I've been playing with like different genres of cooking. I've currently kind of gone into a bit more Asian style.
Ooh, I love Asian.
Yeah, really looking at like the misos, looking into sushi, stickier rice and that kind of stuff.
Oh, I love
Fermented
sticky
chicken.
rice.
We nerd really. Like honestly,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
my husband's a really good chef and
Oh,
whatnot. So like I usually don't cook anything because he's
no, I
better
respect
than me.
that. I respect that. If I had a really good chef here, I would just be watching from the sidelines cheering on, being
Yeah.
like, "Do you need a hand?" I'll just
I
like
mean, I
watch.
always ask, but he always says no. So I just do like the clean. I'm like, I'll
Oh
just help.
yeah,
Thank you.
I love that.
Um, I saw one of your posts, one of your stories with a pole. Do you do pole dancing?
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been doing that
That is
since
amazing.
I've been doing it since I was about 16.
No
Um,
way.
yeah, a friend and I, when we were 16, walking down the street, we saw a poster and it said, "Do you want to try pole dancing?" There's like a pole dancing class in the old nunnery.
That's an
And we
odd
were like,
place for it to
yeah,
be.
we were like, that is mental. And we were like way too young to join the class, but we were like, fuck it, let's do it. Sorry. Screw it. I got such a potty mouth me.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
I do too. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
so we went and we took class and just like loved it. And I just kind of fell in love with the sport and with the kind of history of it and what so many like what the sex workers do as well. It's like such an important
Yeah.
job as well. It is there for a reason.
It
Um,
it's hard.
it's hard
It
as
is
ever.
not
Like I
easy.
have not done it for a year, and like I got back to it, I was like, oh my God, like, but it gives
Yeah.
you so much, and it translates into so much what I do as well on set. It's like holding positions and like ab
Yeah.
workouts. Like it takes a lot of abs to kind of just hold really still with a camera like that
Yeah, I'm
for
sure.
like a minute, 2 minutes. You don't want to be moving about and being like, oh, I'm so sore. Like you have to hold because otherwise the actor's going to be like, screw you, go away.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, but it's just been a big passion of mine. Like I just adore it, and I really, really respect like the history of it and the current culture. And there's so much like discrimination that goes on with like sex workers and that kind of stuff. So you really want to be like, no, we want to support that and kind of respect people for what they do in their art form. Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so
Strangely enough, I interviewed a unit stills photographer a few years ago. Do you know Amy Spinks?
yeah, she's
She
amazing.
also does that. That's insane.
I didn't realize that, so that was so funny when I realized that she also pole danced. So I was like, oh my God, we
Yeah.
work with both. We also pole dance. It's so funny.
I thought, wait a minute, she does that pole dancing. I'm like, doesn't Amy do that? And I was
Yeah,
like,
she's so strong.
yeah, she looks beautiful.
Yeah, she's incredible.
So what's something, I mean, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but what's something interesting or different about you that maybe not everybody knows and you're willing to share? Something
God.
different,
Once
obscure.
again, I'm a very boring person.
Oh, I mean, I have to, well, actually, I probably should have saved that for the pole dancing question.
I no, it's okay. I would suppose something that people find fairly interesting is that I grew up like praying in Arabic, which I never really understood as a kid. And
Okay.
then, but it like I then obviously later found out that my parents are like they've been kind of they work with like Sufism, which is a branch of Islam, and so
Okay.
then I got introduced to the kind of spiritual school in Scotland, and that's where I lived for a while. Um, kind
Oh, that's
of
very
yeah, part of
interesting.
like a more like it's a poly-religious kind of school or institute where people can go and retreat and kind of really learn in a very deep sense about kind of yourself and like philosophy, and it's a poly-religious, so you get a lot of influence from different religions and
Mm.
people all over the world come in. I do credit being there and being surrounded by those people who are just the most incredible people for how I am kind of today and how I kind of conduct myself in a way because you learn so much about kind of respect and love and kind of
Yeah.
understanding different people and
Yeah.
understanding kind of keeping your calm in lots of different places.
The
Um,
tolerance.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so
That's
yeah.
extremely interesting. So you're not that boring. I don't know anybody that does. That's
Yeah,
very
well, there's
cool.
quite a few. They're all really amazing. And yeah, I think that definitely gave me like, I think lots of different parts of my life have given me quite a lot of, have informed a lot of how I am on set, I would say, because like it just teaches you a lot of like, it kind of broadens your mind in a way, I suppose. That sounds really, really cheesy. I'm like, it broadens my
No,
mind.
it makes sense.
But, um, but it kind of makes you go, it's not that big a deal. Like nobody's dying on set. It's not like the end of the world. Like life is bigger. And that kind of relaxes you in a way. And so I think being able to kind of come on set and be like, this is not the end of the world. Like this is not the biggest, like life is so much bigger and more important, so much
Hmm.
more beautiful than, you know, trying to get this one thing. Like if I don't get this, that is okay.
Yeah.
Um, and being able to come on set and feel like that, I think has helped me a lot to get the things that I thought I might not be able to get because I'm just like, no, it's okay. We'll
Yeah.
make
Well,
it work.
there's something to be said for having a sense of peace and calmness and being able to, calmly flex in maybe a stressful situations as well. So
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
that's a hard thing to learn, especially when you're young, when you're very younger, and especially like
Mhm.
sometimes as a woman too, because sometimes the world's a little different for us.
Oh God, yeah.
So
It's 1000% like I mean, I feel really lucky with like lots of different things I've done in my life. And I worked in like startups as well, which is also a
yeah,
very male-dominated industry.
yeah,
So I kind of because I was surrounded by so many men with rather large egos, I would say, that you then kind of like walk around in the startup industry and you kind of learn to kind of hold yourself in that. And then from that, being able to kind of then walk onto a set where, I mean, like I'm not going to kick around any bushes. Like the film industry is kind of there's a lot of that.
oh,
Um,
sure,
but also luckily like a lot of really, really, really lovely people, but like also there's plenty of, you know, big shoulders.
oh
And
yeah, for sure.
so learn to kind of be like, okay, cool, like that's fine, we can work with this and know how to kind of tango with that so that, you know, hopefully that will start to change and it is starting to change. But I think it's really important to be able to kind of, you know, not dance with it, but kind of know what is worth fighting for, what's not worth fighting
Right.
for. Kind of
Hmm.
being like, okay, well, ultimately, I want to see progress. And I think fighting this right now is not going to progress anything, or fighting this is going to progress something. So you're just going to go, when do you stay quiet? When do you kind of bite?
Right,
Um,
right. Well, I think that, picking your battles is important, especially, as an adult as well, not just a woman. But yeah, definitely for women. I think women have sometimes a more difficult time in any workplace, just, asserting themselves and being respected. So,
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And especially as a young woman, it's like, you know, you walk on set and it's like seven older dudes, not older dudes, don't
well,
want to
older
make
than you.
older than me dudes. And they're just looking at you like, oh, what are you even trying to do?
Yeah. Yeah.
But you just have to kind of go, cool. And like, I understand that they don't respect me and that's fine. But we'll just make it work. Like, you
Yeah.
can not respect me. I'm still gonna do my job.
Right.
Like,
Right. Well, and you respect yourself. So that's the most important thing. So,
yeah, yeah. And
for
I'm still
sure.
gonna just get what I need and do a
Yeah.
good job.
You're brilliant photography. It's so amazing. Um, okay, so I guess I just have like one or two more questions. So what's next for you? Like what would you like to do? I mean, would you just like to continue what you're doing, or do you have some aspiration to do something else with your photography?
I'm really open to like whatever the world wants to chuck at me.
Okay.
It's been a really wild year this year. I've had lots of
Oh
really
yeah.
amazing jobs. I've also had a lot of health issues, so
Yeah.
that you have to kind of go, ugh. Um,
Well, at least you're
I'm
feeling better now. So
Yeah, it's really, really exciting, and I'm really excited to kind of bring that on to the next year. Don't really have anything that I'm like, oh my God, I really want to do that. I'm just kind
yeah,
of like really love my job, and I know that I just want to keep on doing what I love, and what kind
important.
of sparks me a lot of energy. So, I think kind of curating that, trying to kind of, you know. siphon it down to something that purely feels good, which is never going to work because that's not a thing. But, if I can just kind of strive for that. And also, like, I had a really lovely experience of bringing on, because I did a job recently where unfortunately I was extraordinarily unwell, which kind of sucked. But I was able to bring on a bunch of different photographers, and especially one younger photographer who'd not really done anything big yet. Um, and that felt so good. That was a highlight for me this year, just like being able to like
Oh,
watch her just flourish and enjoy and kind of do such an amazing job. And I was like, this is amazing. So yeah, I'd love to do a bit more of that,
or
hopefully next year.
mentoring.
Yeah, but then minus me feeling extremely ill.
Right, right. Obviously, yeah. On the flip side of wanting to be feel extremely well instead, sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you ever see yourself like maybe wanting to take all your photography and put it like have an art show or a showing or you ever
Well, I
think
would,
about have you ever thought about that? Or is that like
I
not
think
not your thing?
I know in some ways I'm like, oh God, but then in some ways I'm like, that would be so cool. Unfortunately, like I don't own any of the images.
Right, because it's right, because
So
it's
I would
unit
love, love,
stills.
love. Because there's so many photos that I'm just like, there's a few photos, not a lot, because obviously I'm like a creative person who's like, oh my work sucks. There's
We're
like,
also hard on ourselves.
yeah. Um, but there's a few photos that I'm just like, I'm just in love with these photos, but like, they are not mine. They're owned by different entities.
Right, right.
Maybe in like a few years, or maybe in like 10 years, or 15 years, or 20 years, I can be like, hi, please can I like do something with these? But you
Yeah,
know,
I think it would be really cool to see like a whole gallery of all
oh,
your
that would be
work. But yeah, maybe
crazy.
sometime in the future that would be really great.
That'd be fun, but it's not really, yeah, it's not something that I'm like, I must do that because I'm
Yeah.
just like, okay, that's not why I do my job. Like, um, but yeah, maybe. Who
Okay,
knows?
so here's my last question. I always ask people this, musicians, actors, bands.
Hmm.
What advice would you give to someone who wants to be a photographer or wants to be in your field? What
Yeah.
would you say to them?
Oh God, that's like
Don't
if I'm
do
just
it. Find something else to do.
run away. No, 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 not at all. Um, I would say, gosh, leave your ego at the door.
Yeah,
Like, just learn to just strip that ego away. It's gonna do you nothing. Like, it really isn't. Just like let it go. Like, really dig deep and if you really want to do this as like a career, like, just really learn to not have an ego. Like, I don't know. That might sound really stupid, but
no, I think that's sage advice
not very practical.
for photography or anything to, having an ego makes you kind of unteachable, or
Yeah,
uncoachable.
and it gets in the way of your photography, I think. I think it's way more pure if you just kind of really try and not be like, this is I need to look good. It's like that's gonna do you absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Um but it might do, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong because like obviously
No, I don't
I might maybe in like 2 years I'll be like, have so much ego, have like the biggest ego
think.
you
Keep
but
love
for now,
yourself.
no.
Well, you
But
do have
that's
a big ego,
I
so.
prefer.
Well, it was just wonderful to talk to you, and I am a huge fan of your photography
Oh,
now. So to continue to follow you, and then I'll send you all the info for the show. And anytime you want to come back on, just let me know. Maybe someday
oh,
soon I'll come to the UK and we can all hang out.
oh my gosh, yeah. You come to Scotland, it's beautiful.
I want to so badly, it's ridiculous.
Ever
So
been?
soon, soon. So
Have you ever been?
no, I haven't.
You must come. It's the best. It's so. Where are you in America?
In Pennsylvania.
Whereabouts is that?
Oh, like over like Midwest, like down from New York
Yeah.
in a little bit.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So not too far from New York, but like a quick plane ride to New York City. But
oh, nice. Oh, I must go to Pennsylvania as well.
yeah.
But
Yeah, right. You want to come here. Well, we do actually. I live outside of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we actually
oh,
do have the Andy Warhol Museum here. So
oh, no way. Is he
yeah,
from?
weirdly enough, he's from this little town right near where I live called Bethel Park.
Oh, no way.
It's a
Oh, no
suburb, and
way.
which is kind of ironic because he hated Pittsburgh.
That is so funny.
Yeah, and so but he has a museum here, but it's yeah, it's pretty amazing, and they do all kinds of different things there.
Oh, amazing. Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty
cool.
cool. It is cool. Yeah. Pittsburgh is its own quirky little, big little city kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite beautiful though, no? It's got like woods and
It is. Parts of it are beautiful.
okay.
But
Hmm.
yeah, there's just Pittsburgh's weird in that it has tons and tons of museums here. We have a huge Carnegie Museum,
I
or
love
Carnegie, as
that.
you would say, but the Pittsburgh accent says Carnegie. So
Carney. That's
yeah, it's a
amazing.
whole accent here too. So
Yeah, I like
Midwest.
that. That's cool.
Okay. You hear it
Yeah.
enough, you'd be like, oh my God, that's so weird. But yeah.
No, I love museums. That's brilliant. I'd rather a place filled with museums and,
Yeah.
nothing. Mhm.
There's some cool ones. Yeah, well, keep in touch. Anytime you want to come back, I'd love it. And hopefully we'll meet someday soon.
Yeah, sweet. Come to Scotland.
Yeah, for sure. And continued success and good health for you.
Thank you. Have a
Thank
nice
you
one.
so much, Sana. Have a good day. Bye.